Live, everybody, waiting for Lauren Roxborough to come on, and had some technical difficulties last week. So I want to make sure I get her on and get her answering all your questions this week. Y'all gave her so much great praise last week, and I want to make sure she hears the questions and knows the beautiful things that you're saying about her, because she so deserves them and she's so worthy. And hi, everybody. I'm so glad to see everybody here. I'm actually kind of emotional today. Anyway, it's been one of those days. I'm sure we're all having them, aren't we? Crazy. It was a whiteout here in Montana today, just snow, 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 and I can't complain. I know that perspective is paramount. Hi, Susan. I missed you. That really makes me cry. Anyway, so, but I think, one thought before Lo joins us, and I need to really watch her for her to come on, is that perspective is key, and we have to know, God, to all of you out in the front lines, whether it's bringing up the groceries, my God, I'm off to an emotional start, or in the medical field, or whatever it is, thank you. And I know I have it pretty good here, but we all have good days and bad days, right? And today was a little nutty. So anyway, I'm excited to pop on with my ray of sunshine, Lauren Roxborough, and talk to you about a few things that I want to share. I actually had a call with her yesterday, and I just said there's just a couple things I want to talk about. So, and then also get to your questions. So any of your questions, I have my glasses here. I'm going to try to see them the best that I can. I'm sort of squinting, and I'm in my bedroom because it's the only place I can be with a locked door in my house. So we also all know how that is. I'm surprised I'm not in like the broom closet. Anyway, so she should be popping on any minute. Anyway, so thank you all for being here and for following along. And I know I promised to be a ray of sunshine, but sometimes I get sad too. And I've got 3 kids here, so I understand the whole gamut of homeschooling and cleaning the house and making the dinners and doing everything we do, which we all do, anyway. But it's really, God, the stadium lights are on, people. I think that's the best way to say it. The lights are on all of us. And there she is. Okay. Let me not miss her. There's my girl. There she is. Here she comes. Okay. So, Lo, you should be
Hi,
here.
babe. Hi.
Hi, Angel Human. I just had a little emotional thing there before you got
Oh,
on. I hopped on a couple minutes early to make sure that my technical difficulties didn't slow us down. And
you're amazing. You've
anyway,
got it.
I had a little cry, and
Oh,
my good friend popped up and said hello, and I just want to give her a hug like I do you. And it just and
oh,
my point was to these people, you know, I have great perspective, as do you, and it is
yeah.
paramount in this time that we have that. But it's
Mm.
also okay to go, I had a shitty day. And
Exactly. That's
and
all part
yes,
of
this
it.
may or may not be water in here. It might be, I mean, you can guess as to what's in, but uh
I love
anyway,
it. I
it's
love it.
like it's okay for us all to have days. And
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think, it's we have these platforms, right? And
Yeah.
I think we say so much that is from our hearts, you and me,
Mm.
and how we really feel. And I know we're both good people and our intentions are
Yeah.
so true, but I get haters occasionally. They're like, how can you say this, or how can you say that? And you can't win. So
Mhm.
as you and
Yeah.
I talk about a lot, you go from the heart and you go from authenticity. And anyway, so
Yeah.
my
I love it.
breakdown's over, and now I'm here with my ray of
Oh,
sunshine. And
I
yeah,
love you.
and I don't have
Oh.
my equipment here because my rebounder, and one, I'm in my bedroom because it's the only place I can lock the door and everybody's
Tell me
home.
about it. Yeah.
Here I am. And my rebounder and my rollers and my ball, everything became an obstacle course for my 5-year-old today. So that's all set up out
Love it.
where I typically
Love
work
it.
out.
Yeah.
So yeah, even one more thing you can do with your
Yeah, exactly.
with your tools.
Entertainment for the kids. I
Hi.
know they bounce on the big trampoline, but also the little one all the time, our kids. So
Yeah,
it's
which
great.
is great. And now my husband even I'll look over and he's bouncing on. He's like,
Perfect.
great, you know? Yeah. How
I
are you
love it.
today?
Good. We actually needed a mental health day this morning too, because it's been raining here and like same thing. We're all going through this. We're being chefs and cleaning people and teachers and lovers and wives and husbands and friends but it's just we kind of needed a little it's weird too. We've been more busy with work, both my husband and I, than almost normal, and maybe because it's all done in the house, it feels more overwhelming. So we both were like, you know what, we just need the morning. And so we went actually and we found a place where the beach was open in Newport Beach. So we drove
Wow, what a drive.
from Brentwood to Newport Beach.
Good
And
for
we were
you.
like, you know what? It's, we just needed a little time with sun and beach and the kids, like a
So
different
happy
change of
for you.
scenery. So
Yeah.
I mean, we just have to be creative, and sometimes it's not perfect, or most of the time it's not, but just getting some fresh air and some vitamin D.
Well, I mean, my life's
really
perfect.
great.
You can speak for yourself, but we're perfect. No, I understand. I know. And I was just saying that I'm so happy that you and Gus and the girls got out, and give them a big kiss from me. But we had a whiteout here today. Like, it has not stopped snowing here. Everybody broke down today. Everyone's just, I've got 2 teenage girls. I've got one in quarantine who gets out on Sunday, who came home to us from Seattle. And then I've got she's almost 18, a 15-year-old, and then my 5-year-old. And everyone, it's like everything happened at once today, but I've got my Buddha here. I'm just grasping on for dear life today. And all like we said last week, every woo-woo bead and everything I can drape on myself.
Yeah, we'll take it. Anything we can. Fine.
Yeah. And
love it.
And you just get through it. But I don't know. I hopped on this call and I didn't think I was going to get emotional, but it just hits you sometimes. And glad I can do it with these beautiful women and you, and it's, I think that's we're going to go into what we're going to go into, but I think it's really important to note, and a question for you on this is that it's okay. Like, I love my friends like you, where I can go, I've had a really shitty day, and you don't go, but you need to no. In my own little world and in my own realm, I'm emotional, and anyway, that's okay.
It's fantastic. It's better than okay. It's amazing. We need it. We need to feel open, and we need to be able to feel vulnerable and realize we're all in this together. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about it, is every being on the planet is being affected by this. And so we're all going to have to grow. There's no other way but to grow and evolve and to learn something from it, become more resilient, become stronger in mind and body and spirit, and sort of realize also what we're grateful for even more and what's important. So I feel like that's what this is so much about, is it's shedding those layers.
Yes, which you are the queen of. But I love that African proverb that says, I'm going to botch this, but it says something about, if the roots are strong, the wind doesn't matter. You know that one?
I love it. Yes.
And I feel
beautiful.
Our country is a whole different situation, which I will just not talk about. But I feel like on our own individual basis in our homes, if our roots are strong, the winds don't matter. And it's still okay to bend and have bad days and whatever. But I love that. Anyway, I have something to talk to you about.
Okay.
Because I started running again.
Amazing. Congratulations. Okay. Well, you're meant to run. You love running. You love it.
I love trail running especially. Yeah. And so it is a stress reliever for me. It is fresh air. I love it. I shouldn't really say run. I should say it's like a combo between, it's like a run jog. It's a ROG. I'm like run jogging.
I love it.
But I used to be
forest bathing too. They have science on that. Forest bathing. that
Ooh,
actually like reduces anxiety anytime you're in
okay.
in nature. If
Well,
you're in
that's part
nature,
of
it
it too.
reduces depression,
I'm sure.
reduces anxiety, increases oxytocin and serotonin. I mean,
Right.
any sort of movement. But when you add movement in nature, it enhances it so much. You're getting
It's
the
amazing.
electromagnetic energy from the earth that helps heal you. You can sleep deeper. It rebalances you. No wonder. I mean, no, we are all meant to
Yeah.
be doing that right now too. Getting outside,
So,
fresh air, whether it's running, walking, hiking, walking, earthing, standing in the earth, whatever it is. Throwing
but
snow at each other, even that.
because of your tools and your programs, I can run. I really
Yay, babe.
said,
It's
and I
so
think
good.
I said to you, I'll never run again, and I'll never. And you're like, why? You can run again. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'll not run again. And
Yeah.
so I did your Be Fit. You know, you're running
Yay. That's the
the
free
Be
YouTube
Fit.
one. Yeah. That
The
everyone can
YouTube
do for
one?
free.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also the ones that are in the studio are so good. But
Amazing.
because
Thank
for
you.
runner, you always say like for runners or whatever. So,
Yeah.
but the Be Fit one I've done before my runs now, and
Yeah.
so I want to thank you, my dear one,
Aww.
for allowing me to run again.
Well, you know
Okay,
what? It makes
thank
me
you.
so happy because I always want people to do what inspires them, what type of movement they're like drawn to, or sort of, makes them happy. Like whether that's dancing, running, playing soccer, swimming, whatever it is. And I think if we can do those activities more efficiently and more effectively and with more grace and flow and not as much kind of heaviness, thickness, and compression, then we should be doing those things. And that's where my whole thing is like, it's all about kind of clearing out the compensations and the, old patterns and habits, and then reigniting new ones, the ones that really were meant to be. Like our body wants to be in alignment. It doesn't want to be all wonky and hunched over and like the lungs compressed and your organs are compressed. Like it wants to be open and expanded and, moving with like that fluidity and sort of that hydration. Like, that if you look at
Mm-hmm.
professional athletes, you can see, or professional, movers, you can tell they move with integrated movement. They move with dynamic, stability, but also that grace. They look like they're dancing. It looks so easy. They make it look effortless.
From their
So that's the
psoas,
idea.
right?
Yeah, babe.
Which
Exactly.
which you taught me, and you
Yes, the
feel that.
psoas. Right? Yeah.
But
Remember
I
we went in there.
feel
I
that
put my
now.
hand in there. I'm like, welcome to your psoas.
Yes, because I didn't know what that. I mean, I knew approximately where my psoas
Yeah.
was, just because I've had a lot of
Yeah.
like physio and massage and things. But
Yeah.
that is
The
life changing
muscle
for
of
me.
the
And
soul,
even
we call it. The
walking
muscle of the
down,
soul is the psoas. It's the deepest core
yeah.
and hip
And
flexor
even
muscle. It's
now
a really important muscle.
when I walk, like I almost said through an airport, which one day again. But when I walk, like when I'm traveling or when I'm walking down the street, I think about
Yeah.
that now. And I actually picture
Yes.
you walking into a room,
Oh,
because let me
I
just
love
tell you,
it.
people, Lo is that person that like you just have to know you. I mean, I just had to know you. I came
I
in
felt
like
that way about you.
thank God, because
I'm
I
so
came in like a
kidding.
crazy
I know.
person, like you
No, we
know.
were both doing this. It was like
But
magnets going coming
it
together.
was like magnets. I will say it was for us. Yeah.
It
But
was.
anyway,
It really
so I
was.
think about that, and I think, I wanted to touch on that a little bit today, that I had hip pain, leg pain, and I thought I'll never run again. And I don't have that anymore because
That's
I'm
amazing.
lubricating and
Yeah.
releasing and getting into my fascia, and
Mm-hmm.
and I do these things you tell me to do, and it
Amazing.
doesn't take long. It's a quick,
No.
I think the Be Fit is 14 minutes or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So good.
So I'm gonna have a sip of my water.
Please, please do. Next time I'm joining you.
um so
I love
anyway,
it.
yeah, I love that, and I really wanted to. Tons of stuff's popping up here. Can you see it on your end, or can I only see it?
I can't really see it. There's a few,
Okay.
like I'm getting a few highs and stuff. I'm not sure if those are coming through mine or.
Now it's paused, but of course
Oh,
I had 20 million things, and now it's just sitting there. But
oh,
anyway,
that's okay.
last week we had a lot of questions, and I just wanted to make sure
Great.
that one question that came up a few times was if you have chronic back pain,
Mm-hmm.
How do you come into your, what's the best entree into your programs or your studio? Like one woman said, I have such excruciating back pain that I don't know where to start.
Yeah. Well, I
What?
mean, okay, so I mean, I guess I mean, it's probably 80% of people have back pain, back discomfort in at least in the United States. But the thing about pain is, first of all, I always like to reframe what pain is. And you and I have talked about this, but realizing instead of being kind of a victim of pain, realizing that it's really the body's way of communicating with us and asking for attention. And a lot of times where the pain is initiating from is not necessarily where the issue or the problem is. So unless you have like a traumatic accident in one specific area. So there's a lot of different reasons why we would have back pain or any pain in general. But the reality is we are an integrated like living tapestry. So in order for us to really kind of enhance and reduce that pain, we need to tune in, we need to listen, we need to go through each layer and shed, like I always say, it's like peeling back the layers of an onion, and realize that, you know, we stand on our feet, we move our body through our legs and feet. So we always want to address the feet. A lot of lower back stuff has to do with the way we walk, the way we're either pronated where the feet are rolling inward or supinated where they're rolling out. And then that creates issues in the leg rotations where you might be more knock-kneed or, you know, bowing out. All of those things are going to have an impact on how your whole body is moving through space. So essentially when people come to me, you know, if I see someone in person, I'll watch them walk and I'll watch, you know, where are they feeling blocked? Where am I seeing they looked blocked? But when you come inside to the Align Life Studio, there's a number of different sequences. And then we did just create those new, you know, like calendars that are for the 4 top things that we kept getting
So
messages about. And
yeah.
we're gonna, those are the confidence building one, which is great for like, you know, lifting our mood. Then we have the glowing skin one. Who doesn't want to have glowing skin to kind of, you know, again, get that youthful glow and also just shed the stress. And then we have one for de-stressing, and then we have the metabolism boost one, because you know me, I'm not like big on like weight loss, but I mean, it is the number one thing that people are looking for. It's so weird. Like when we ask them, we do polls, they're like, what are you guys looking for? They all want weight loss. So we're like, you know what, let's change that and call it boost your metabolism. So we wanted to make it positive. So the next one we're going to do, and Sam and I were just talking about this, but we're going to do one for lower back to guide people on that. So
good.
But right now, if people have pain, I would have them start with the de-stressing one. It's the most gentle kind of guide that we have in there right now.
Okay.
But we will do a lower back one, and then we'll probably do a neck and shoulder one, because that's of course like super you know, common. So we're going to continue to do more of those. I think those will be very powerful to help people, like to get them, because sometimes people come in and they're like, where do I start? What do I do how do I start?
Yeah.
So having these weekly guides, and then I'm going to be doing my my monthly coaching calls with the studio, so I can have the, you know, the chats with people and kind of ask or answer their questions and be there for them once a month. So I think, but the first thing they can do is they can go on YouTube for free, and I have a bunch of lower back stuff. We did a ton of stuff for Goop. There's stuff on YouTube. There's the stress containers one that I did with Jill Willard, who I think is right here saying hello.
She did. Yeah.
Hi, Jill. I love you.
Hi, Jill.
And that one people have just loved. And it really goes in and clears those centers that I call the power centers, or, you know, people call them chakras, whatever, however you want to look at them. But they're areas that I found were kind of these tense areas where we would get doing all of those tools. I have visualizations that are for free too from the Power Source book. And then using the body sphere for the lower back, working with the pelvic floor is a phenomenal place to start. Getting the, you know, getting the body moving.
That's emotional for me.
Right?
Getting in there is like, whoa.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a whole other conversation.
We'll do a whole thing on that.
We need to do that because to be totally honest, I need to do more work with the actual pelvic floor, and I know that's kind of your the name to search for on YouTube. Should they just type in Lauren Roxborough? Or
if you type in Lauren Roxborough on YouTube, you'll see I think it's just called LoRox Align Life on the YouTube channel, and that's where I think actually I don't know if the BFit Runners one is in there, but the BFit Rebounding one's in there. There's some on the Body
BFit
Sphere.
Runner, that's where I did it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
there.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, then
yeah,
we do have it in there. Perfect.
yeah. Love that
So yeah,
one.
I mean, there's tons of stuff on there. And then what'll happen is you'll notice like if you feel a difference. So I always say to people, like, do a little scan yourself before you start moving. Do a little tune in, see where you feel tension, stress, thickness, density, heaviness. And then be aware of that, and then do a few moves. Maybe it's 5 or 10 moves, or one of my sequences, or whoever's sequences, and then, tune in after and see, did that help? Let your body integrate it. Let your nervous system integrate the new information, the new release. Don't just like get on it, do the rolling, and then walk away. Like, let your body process it, because that's where the change happens, and the transformation is when we actually become present, become aware, and realize I don't need to carry that with me anymore. I don't need to carry that heaviness, that density, that thickness. I can release it and move on and kind of realize what's working for me or not. Because maybe not rolling may not be for everyone, or rebounding may not be for everyone. But I mean, for most people it is. But
I think it's for everyone.
I think it is too. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. It's not a fad. It's not something that you're gonna just do like some sort of workout method. This is a system. It's like a philosophy, and it goes into layers. Like that whole idea of alignment, it starts, well, at least for me, it starts with the physical, then it expands into the emotional and the energetic, and then the spiritual. It like has these layers that it expands through, and then it affects your magnetic field, right? Your energetic field. So sort of it influences who comes into your life, like how we met, or all of the people that our tribe, right? Our vibration attracts the tribe. The vibe attracts the tribe. I really believe that. It makes so much sense. Like the people that come into your life, that's because of your energy. So it's both energies, right?
Totally. Yeah, it is. It is.
So it's all connected.
Your free course you're giving now, the immunity.
Yes. Yes.
That anybody can do that, right? Like you could ease in with lower back pain, whatever. Like that's a good place to start too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like it's pretty benign,
so
if you will.
What's so cool? Thank you. What's so cool about that one? When this all kind of went down, this whole like situation that we're all in globally went down, my team and I were like, oh my gosh, we have the opportunity to help people right now because we have this online platform. So I went into the studio and I picked through my favorite sequences that I thought would help people, first of all, boost their immunity, decrease stress, help them move their body when they're not able to go to the gym or go anywhere for that matter. And even when they closed down the hiking trails and the beaches, like we were like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So we're all inside. So I was like, okay, well, this is something people can do anywhere. So we created this free course. And then I thought, you know what? I want to start interviewing some of my favorite people and get their insight and perspective on this whole thing that we're going through. So we have conversations with those people in there. So we have like Dr. Will Cole, who talks about from a functional medicine standpoint. We have Alyssa Goodman, who has, the holistic nutritionist standpoint. Then we brought in Jill Willard, she brings in the spiritual, intuitive medical medium, not medical medium, but medium. So she brings in that perspective, and then Jennifer Freed. So we brought in all my favorite people, Peter Crone now, Sophia Bush. So we're getting all the different perspectives so that we can share and give people the tools. And we even have recipes in there for people for immune boosting, the broth recipe, a great lentil soup recipe, some great sauces that help boost the immune system too. So we just wanted to create a resource, and it was just time to be able to be of service and help people. And we've had I think it's over 10,000 people sign up for that course.
That's amazing.
So it's been phenomenal resource, and we've gotten the most amazing feedback. So we're going to do more of those free ones for sure.
Good. Yeah. Now's the time, right?
Yeah.
And definitely. I think just a thought that I had earlier was to the pain. I've got pain. And I think, to me, these are my own words, but you take this and run with it. To me, pain is not the end. It's the beginning.
Yes. Right? I love that. Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Pain is not, this is over, I can't do it anymore. Pain is like you said, let's run a scan, let's identify. Yeah. Is it emotional? Probably. Is it physical? Absolutely. If your leg got run over by a car, there's a lot of different factors, but once you're hurt physically, then emotional stuff, I think, tags on to that, right?
100%. I love that you're bringing this up. It's so important.
pain. People are like, I can't do it because I'm in pain. I can't do this anymore because it hurts. And
Right.
I can speak from experience with my running that I thought it was
Yeah.
the end, but I'm learning it was the beginning of getting in touch with areas that needed
Oh, that's the
lubrication
perfect way
with
to explain it.
massage. Do
Getting
you
in
know?
touch.
Is it? Okay, good.
Yes.
I'm glad. But
So it's beautifully said.
pain
Can I
is
please
not
use that
the
as a
end. It is the
testimonial?
beginning.
I
And
love
it's
it.
always the beginning.
Yes,
Like the
it
situation
is.
we're in now. It's like, oh my God. But it is going to be the beginning of something
That's
better.
right.
I believe that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
with you, and so back to your
Absolutely.
body, with your body, you know,
Yes.
oh my right hamstring, you know, which was mine, my left hamstring and my hip, I'll never run again. And I'm like, oh wait a minute. Figure out where that's coming from.
Yeah.
Figure
Get
out
to the
what's
root.
going on. And when you and I had our first hands-on session together, which I was very lucky to have with you, but
Yes.
you know, you're like, hey, did you have some trauma with your baby, one of your babies?
Yes.
Remember that? And I'm like,
I totally
well, that's
remember
where
that.
the,
That was
and I'm like,
so huge.
what?
I know.
Was it your first? Because it seems like it's been in there for a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
anyway, so
It's so true.
Gwyneth had it right. You are the body whisperer. You are. But anyway, let's talk
Oh,
about
thanks,
that. What do you have
babe.
to say about that quote that I just said, which I kind of like? Pain is not the end, it's the beginning.
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, I think, I went through my own pain in my lower back when I was in, my
Yes.
first marriage and, very uncomfortable in the relationship with someone that was an alcoholic addict, drug addict. And knowing that it was not the person that I wanted to be with and start a family with, but I was married and wanting to be committed to that. But I had so much pain in my lower back and my jaw was so tight and I was just such a very tense, kind of uptight person. You know, those people, you'll see them walking around with like a stick up their ass. I mean, I can say that with you and with our tribes because they
Oh,
know us and we're
I
real.
sort of felt mine
But just
release.
sort of
I
that.
sort of felt mine from today release a little bit when you said that.
I know.
Yeah.
No, but
Yes,
you
I
know what
know
I
what you mean.
mean. Like
We
I'm
all know
so
what you
tight
mean.
and
Yes.
yes. And I was that person. And so the only way that I can do the work that I do is because I went through that shit on my own. And I wouldn't be able to teach this work unless I knew what it felt like to be that uptight person that is so incredibly in so much pain and so like I could not touch my toes. I was the tightest person ever and I was
Wow.
like this,
You? I can't imagine that.
I know I was an all-American swimmer and I was very good athlete, but I was so rigid, tight and thick and dense and like wide and just holding so much energy. And so I had to go through my own metamorphosis in order to be able to teach this. And until I learned about how we hold stress in our connective tissues and the thickness and density in the tissues. And, when I say that, you guys, what I mean is like our connective tissue is this, matrix webbing cotton candy that wraps around our entire body like a full body wetsuit. It's right underneath the skin and it's above the muscle tissue as well. It wraps around each individual muscle and it also wraps around our organs. But within that tissue and connective tissue, fascia webbing is our lymph nodes. So it's incredibly important for now when we're trying to boost our immune system, or most of the time we need to be detoxifying. So we want to keep wringing out our lymph system through breath work, stretching, rolling, twisting, inverting, walking is great for lymph system too. But also remember what's in our connective tissue, our nerves. So our nerves lie on our tissue and also our meridians. So our chi is inside our tissue as well. So all our energy is inside our connective tissue. So when we work with our connective tissue, we are freeing up emotional energy and trauma that might be stuck in the body. I like to say trauma lives in the tissues. And unless we move it through, it will get stuck. It can turn into, I'm not saying it will, but it can turn into dis-ease. It can turn into disease. It can turn heaviness, fat, again, scar tissue, compression. It can turn into pain. So that's why we really need to work with our tissues. Our connective tissue for me is sort of the key into, again, shedding those layers, becoming more in tune with our authentic self and letting go of all the like old belief systems and patterns and shit that we've learned from our life, our history, our things that we've been through, it's like for us to be able to work with our tissue,
Right.
because the emotions actually get stuck in the connective tissue. That's like remarkable.
I feel it because I literally cry sometimes when things
yes
hit me.
exactly me too.
I watched your it's just also good. I just wish we could. We have a weekly live now,
so awesome,
which
I'm
would be
so
great.
excited,
So we'll go into more example, but
yes.
I watched as much as I could of your live with Molly Sims yesterday.
Yeah, she's so good. She's so amazing.
Who I love, and I have a couple stories about. First of all, she is killing me with humor. I did not know she was that funny.
She is
hilarious.
I
literally bend over laughing. Hey, yay, yay. You know, when Brooks fired me from first grade teaching or whatever, I died yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
And then the one with the cereal and the rosé. But what was I going to say? It was something you guys were talking about with the travel roller yesterday.
Oh, she was saying the same thing. She's like, I can feel it, like melt the stuff away. She just feels the lightness that happens.
That's it. She was saying sometimes it really hurts. Yeah, she said sometimes it really hurts me. And I thought, Molly, I feel your pain. Can I tell a very funny story about Molly real quick?
Yeah.
When I was in LA and I went to a restaurant and I was doing a photo shoot down there, and one of the girls I was with said, "Oh, Wendy, there's Molly Sims. I know you really like her," right? I had a couple tequilas.
Yeah.
Full disclosure. And I went up to her and I'm like, "Molly Sims?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I just went completely blank. I'm like, "Can I have a hug?" Who does that?
No, but I'm telling you, she's a hugger.
No, but maybe hugger. Like, can I have a snapshot with you, or can I have
so sweet? But you're like,
can I have a hug? And she goes, yeah, sure. You know, like, oh my God.
She's the ultimate girl's girl. So supportive, so loving.
Tell her I'm not a weirdo. Tell her.
No, my God.
But she was saying yesterday, sometimes it really hurts her to get on these rollers and stuff. And I feel the same way. When I get on that.
Hi.
No.
Hi. Oh, what do you have to ask?
Can I go on the trampoline?
Yeah, go for it, honey. She's like, "Can I go on the trampoline?" I'm like, "Go for it, babe."
Yes, because it has the zipper like ours. You just go out and go for it.
It's a godsend. Yeah.
So anyway, but she said, God, sometimes it hurts her. Yeah. But, you know, that's when she knows it's right. And same for me. Sometimes I'm just like, am I using it wrong? Missed that question. Sometimes I have substantial pain in my back. Am I using the roller the wrong way?
Well, I guess, you know, that's an interesting one to go through, like speaking about it. I guess, you know, there are certain, like some of the areas in your back, you have to be specific on how you use the roller to address your back. Like you don't necessarily want to roll your lower back, right? Like the way you roll your upper back, you know how we roll it and put it between, or, you know, you put it this way across your back and you roll it, like give yourself that massage. I call it the upper back roll, whatever people want to call it. But really, like, you don't want to do that roll that we do on our upper back on your lower back. So there are ways, though. I have many different ways to roll your lower back. You just have to do it on the side, on the, you know, where you separate the ribs from the hips. You do your sacrum, you go inverted, you put it under your lower back, you know, those types of things. So there are ways, but you do want to make sure that you are educated with how you are using your roller. I feel like most people have a roller, or at least they have access to one, but they don't really know what to do with it or how to use it. So it is important that you take time. I always say, if someone is having pain, watch the video first and sort of learn the concept. What are you learning? What are you trying to get to? What are you trying to move around? What are you trying to hydrate? How are you trying to create more flexibility or, you know, openness or decompress? Like, learn about it first, educate yourself, and then go and do the moves. So I think, and that's what I do in my teaching, as you know, like I speak through the sequence because I want to educate you, like what's happening to your body and how you're moving energy, or, you know, or you're detoxifying, or you're hydrating, or you're decompressing. Like I'm always trying to explain that in the sequences, because that's where the light bulbs go off for people and they realize, oh my gosh, why don't I do this all the time? You know what I mean? Like it's like when you know something, you're more, you know, the reason why you're more apt to do it. Like, do you know what I mean? And you see and feel the difference. So but with pain, you know, when it hurts when you're rolling, you know, I always say you don't want it to be like a sharp pain. You want it to hurt so good. You know that
That's
feeling
right.
that when
Totally
you don't want it to
different.
be like an elbow going into a joint or like
Yes.
an elbow going into the muscle so deep. Remember, the connective tissue is like that webbing that's above the muscle. So you want to go through and clean each layer. It's almost like, think of it like exfoliating, right? It's exfoliating your connective tissue, or it's like flossing. I always call it like you're kind of, it's almost, think of it like plaque buildup. Plaque builds up in the connective tissue. And so you need to floss it, and you can floss it with body rolling, with breathing, with stretching. Like I said, you can do it, you know, with body scraping, which is another tool I'm coming out with soon. It's like this beautiful wood tool. You can, it's like gua sha.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like gua sha, but for your body.
But for your body. So I'm creating a tool. I'm creating like 3 tools for the body. Amazing. Where you can get into like your hips and your thighs and your stomach and your arms.
When are those coming?
I already have the prototypes, so
oh my
it's
God.
really soon. And we have this beautiful, incredible oil that I'm creating too. With that's another story. But
I can't even. we have so much to talk about.
So the whole collection is expanding. It's very exciting.
The woman who I thought it was lower back pain, she actually meant it was upper back pain.
Oh.
She said I missed part of her question, but probably same goes true. Just take it slow, take it easy. I think that's the thing to remember. Don't get in there and like we do everything else, grind it. It's sort of like brushing your teeth. You don't have to do it hard. Just find the spot. Get the right places. Or massage it gently.
Like you don't want to exfoliate so hard. No, just like, remember, it's like this living organism. You want to just be gentle. And you know what I do too is I recommend that people dry brush. I talked about this with Molly, but you dry brush before you. So you're getting that, bring the energy. You're getting the meridians going, and you're also exfoliating the, you know, the top layer of the skin, so that when you sweat, you're going to sweat out more like toxins and purify your system better. So while you do the dry brushing, the other thing that I'm recommending is every time you take your dry brush to your skin or whatever, I mean, I use gloves, sometimes I use the brush, but you can do affirmations while you dry brush. So every time you brush, you could say, you know, I am love, I am grateful, I am abundant, I am well, I am healthy, I am whatever you want to kind of put into your cellular vibration. And then you're addressing all those levels energetically, physically, you know, from a beauty perspective, and also from, you know, like cleansing your body. Like I always think of it like you're giving your body an internal shower.
Yes. So a couple things. One, everyone's asking where they can see demos. Is the free class you're giving now a good place to start for just kind of a comprehensive?
It's brilliant because it does.
I know you do all my favorites in there. I don't think there's anything you've missed as far as an introduction goes. So much more than a demo, they can go on for free now and do this and give it a try.
Yeah, so we have mat work in there because you don't, like, we wanted to put some stuff in there where you didn't need a tool, which is great. There's an amazing mat one, and I do the dry brushing before we do the mat work. And then I have one on the body sphere, the squishy ball, and that's good because it incorporates some of the belly rolling, and by rolling the belly out, we're helping decrease bloating. We're also flushing. There's so many lymph nodes in our gut, so it's really good for the immune system, and also helps flatten the tummy, de-bloat, also helps you digest better. And also when you roll your belly out, which is really fascinating, it actually activates your vagus nerve. And that's the nerve that connects your gut to your brain. And that when you work with that nerve, what you're doing is you're sending your body the signal to go into that parasympathetic state of the nervous system, which is about rest, digest, heal, rejuvenate, restore. So when you do belly rolling, it's a great time to do in the evening. I also like to do belly rolling before I do any core activation, because then you're going to actually feel your stomach muscles more efficiently, rather than, you know how like sometimes if you try to do stomach work and you're maybe a little bloated or you feel a little heaviness in your gut, when you peel those layers away, wring out the lymph and get rid of some of that water weight, then you're going to activate your core much more efficiently. You're going to feel your breath, you know, wringing out the organs more. You're going to feel your abdominals like supporting your lower back more, supporting your posture, all of those things. So that has belly rolling. Then we have, we put a rebounder one. The BeFit rebounder one is inside the free course because then it's all in one place. And then I think there's one more mat workout in there as well. So there's plenty of, oh no, there's the roller one. I think it's the releasing fear and resentment. because we all need that one right now, right? So that's the one on the big roller. And that's just a beautiful sequence to kind of roll and open up for confidence, but also strength. So my work, a lot of people think, oh, you use the foam roller for physical therapy. I'm like, well, that's one little part of it. It's beyond just PT or massage. We do full like Pilates strength training in this whole method.
Yeah, guys, this is unlike anything you've ever experienced or felt or seen. And I can just say, when I met you, I knew I had to do it. And I don't know, another question in a second, but I don't know, I just knew I had to do it, and I did it, and it was life-changing for me. So
yeah, it's holistic. It's like looking at all parts of us as beings. It's not just fitness. It's not working out. That's why I like to call it movement medicine, because to me, it's you build sustainable foundational strength, but you also release all those old sort of habits and patterns and movement patterns, but also belief systems too. So
they're asking, I had a question. I have a few, I can't keep up now, but one said, do you recommend cardio with the 21-day program that you offer?
Okay. So that was my first book, you know, Taller, Slimmer, Younger, the 21-day.
Yeah, which I've done, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's great. You know, what's great about that is it does go through each area of the body, and it really, like, similar to what I do in my private sessions, we work on each area of the body to take away those old patterns and reintegrate, you know, new ones, and basically create a different kind of strength. Like, it really changes your posture, the way you breathe, the way you walk, the way you present yourself to the world. It increases confidence and all of those things. But with what I recommend in the book as well, for the cardio to get the most benefit is you do the rolling, the dry brushing, the rolling, and then you do the rebounder. But if you don't want to invest in a rebounder, I totally get it. Don't feel like you have to, but it is the best cardio on the planet.
It's amazing.
It's low impact. It's 50% more effective for cardiovascular and fat burning than running. So, and it's also great for the lymph system, and it regenerates the pelvic floor. It builds bone density. It helps improve digestion. It also releases negative energy. It basically gives every cell of your body a massage, like a little ring out massage from the gravitational force. They call it the G force. And this is all scientifically validated by NASA. So this is not something that I made
It's all scientifically validated by looking at you. Okay. Can we just say that?
I love you. You're the
there
best.
You go. we have the proof is in the,
I love it. Anyway, but so yeah, so rebounding, but also going for a walk, going for a hike. But when you do these things, really take your time to feel your feet roll through, feel all 26 joints in your feet, feel your body rotate in transverse movement. Like I always say, like, when you walk or run or whatever, think of like Giselle walking on the runway. Channel your inner supermodel, really, because you watch them walk and they walk with so much grace and so much movement. That's how our bodies are designed to move. Or even with guys, like I've worked with LeBron James, like you watch him walk, he's got that swagger. Like that's how he moves in his regular life, like that too. And that wrings out your organs. It helps your lungs and diaphragm be more expansive and also work more efficiently. And also your feet and ankles and hips. And then you build muscles that are longer, leaner, more flexible. So they look better, but they're also more functional.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, we got cut off last time. So
I know. Are we done now? Oh my God. How did that happen?
I think we're okay, but I just don't want to get cut off again, because that wasn't fun.
Perfect.
Let's try to hop back.
Okay, well, you go ahead, please. Tell me your questions, and I'm just so happy we're going to do this every week. It's
well,
fun.
I think we've answered them all.
Okay.
Reference a website to purchase, please. Well, you can go to Lauren Roxborough's website. Link in your bio on Instagram.
Exactly.
To purchase.
Yep.
I also have everything on my website.
Yay.
Also link in my bio under my wellness section.
Amazing.
I don't have the dry brushing tool, which I think I have a dry brush too. I use it a lot. We'll go into that maybe next week with our skin and health.
Yeah, that's perfect. We can do we can do the gua sha and the body gua sha.
We'll talk about that next
Perfect.
week. And then let's see, what were the other questions? Now I'm forgetting, but they all rolled through. I think we answered a good portion of them.
Good. Amazing.
Yeah, they're getting frozen on my screen.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see them. But Amy Lee came on. Hi, Amy. Let's say
Hi,
hi to
Amy. Can you pull them back up? Let's see. Wait.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Can you see this? You can't see that.
I think I can. Wait, let me see.
How do you incorporate yoga with the roller work?
Oh, well, I mean, actually, I take my rollers, or I'll take, either my travel roller or my domes, or, sorry, I just couldn't see. Okay. I'll take one of the tools or two of the tools with me to my yoga class, and I'll use the tools like as a prop. I mean, a lot of times I use the travel roller. Let me get the travel roller to show you. So I'll use the travel roller as like a yoga block. So it's the small one. This is 12 inches. So I'll put it under my hips to get more flexibility in my hamstrings. I'll put it between my thighs in like bridge pose, when you use the yoga block in between. Or I'll put it behind my neck to release my head and neck. But whenever you're going to incorporate rolling or any sort of body rolling or tissue work with yoga, you want to do it before and during, because if you do it before, then you're going to have more flexibility, more range of motion, more connection, proprioception, which is brain body connection, your body's relationship to gravity. So you're waking up things. You're also hydrating the connective tissue to give you more of that flexibility and mobility. So you're going to get deeper into the yoga positions with more integrity. So you're not like overextending your lower back. You're actually opening up your upper back instead of overarching the lumbar spine, which a lot of people do. Or even in yoga, like a lot of people, I work with a lot of professional yogis, like famous yogis, and they like totally mess up their rotator cuff from doing too many of these fancy moves. So when you can get into the lats and open up the armpits a little bit more and open up the fronts of the shoulders and connect to the triceps more, then your rotator cuffs aren't going to take as much compression. So but yeah, you could take the body sphere and roll your belly out before as well. And that will help you, again, tap into your core more. Oh, wow, sweetie. That's cool. I've got Cameron here. She's chatting with me. Jamie's sleeping.
Oh,
so
goodness.
cute.
I know the balance. Hi, Cameron.
Yeah. Say hi, sweetie.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How to roll the upper back. That's all in your free immunity.
Yeah, it's in the free course or
I just can't say enough about that. I think like that's such a great way. And then one, person said, I just don't have the budget right now to keep going. And your free class. I just think that's such a comprehensive, short, great workout that we all need right now,
Totally.
And to roll out of bed every morning and try to do that first thing, like you said, set your intentions, get grounded.
Yes.
What's your word for the day? What's your mantra for the day? And I definitely have days where I roll out. I immediately look at my phone. I'm out, I sleep too late because I like having that time in the morning to myself, at least an hour.
No.
And my husband and I, it's like our date every day. We get up and have a coffee and chat. And
so nice.
When I miss that, when I miss my meditation, when I miss my intention setting, which you talk about a lot, mind over everything, really. And we need to have a whole conversation about that. But okay, we're getting close now.
I love it.
I think we have 10 minutes.
So awesome. Thank you. Hi, love. We have a neighbor coming by to say hello, to drop something. I love you.
Oh, hi, neighbor. So I'm going to put this interview live, and not live, on an IGTV in my feed. So I'm just going to do that weekly so people can come back and reference it. And
definitely.
Everybody can DM me questions more that you have for Lo, and
I'm here for you guys.
We're going to get to the bottom of everything by the end of this. I think it's important that we learn and that we grow.
Yes.
And that we stay focused. And just do the best we can, really.
Yeah, I think also just thinking of, I mean, at least this is my mantra, and I'm not perfect, but thinking of every obstacle as an opportunity, and that we can either choose to be a victim or a creator in this situation, or in any situation, really. So those, to me, I'm like, okay, so this is an opportunity for us to all tune in to every single person on the planet has a gift to give to the world and to be of service and to also have abundance while they are giving. So if every single person could go in and find that within themselves in this time of transition, then all of us would be so much happier, healthier, lighter, brighter, and more fulfilled. So that's my thing, is like, I want to keep doing that and being the change that I want to see. So that's just, I mean, it's not always perfect. It's not amazing all the time. It's hard. It's, you know, there's a struggle. There's lessons to learn always, but keep focusing on that positivity and knowing that something good is going to come from this whole experience. And I'm just happy, like, we are doing these types of things. This is so fun and fulfilling. So thank you.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you. Thank you for having me. We'll see you soon. I'll see you next week. Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao, Bellas. Ciao.